Great break-in news targeting Social Security. SSDI low-income seniors, $2,000 sports stimulus checks. The year 2024 is vital since it delivers $2,000 for stimulus checks for several groups like Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, low-income fixed income beneficiaries, and elderly. 2024 is an election year since many people are struggling with credit card debt owing to higher prices and lack of money. That is why further runoff stimulus check, additional money benefit raises, and stimulus for millions and millions of people experiencing financial problems. Guess what precisely happens before elections politicians leer to make promises? And that's where possibly send out lots and tons of benefit in order to acquire votes now. Before I share all the specifics, fourth round of stimulus check. Let us talk about the year 2024. Yes, this year has a great potential for millions and millions of Americans in need for the financial support. Today, we will be going to deep dive into anxiously anticipated fourth stimulus check for $1,400 going out. Low-income, no-income seniors, older ad, and people with disabilities. Now, this stimulus check bears a significant weight, and that's why I'm right over here to deliver. To a wide range of people, including those on Social Security disability survivors, VA railroad retirement recipients, low income. Guys, you all have the minute details and all the information you need. Without a further ado, let's start right now and take care of the urgent issue we have been pling right here into the comment box each and every day now. I get lots and tons of mails from our community members, and here is the problem. Men are expressing some concerns and some questions about whether we will see any kind of a rise in our benefits into our Social Security benefits. Additionally, they are discussing when we may expect issuing of stimulus check. Now, I surely understand your concern, guys. The struggle is genuine, and my friends, many individuals are struggling with a financial crisis, balancing credit card debt, handling credit cards, increasing at unheard of rates because of skyrocketing prices of goods and services. So, I really see that there is a paucity of funds right here to the bank accounts of all the low-income, fixed-income beneficiaries. Hence, this condition we cannot ignore for nothing. Now, it's not only about the stimulus check. It's also about additional round of money boosts to your benefits and possible economic stimulus for those most in need. The films you view. Let us now discuss the approaching arrival of 2024. Now, yes, we are already entering the era when many of the terrible trends financial difficulty demand immediate requirement and urgent attention to remedy these issues. 2024, and we must pay great attention to many moving elements of the economic terrain. But guys, before we delve further into the intricatest members of our community, now, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe down button under, and I am dedicated to keep you current on all the most recent facts into the ever-changing terrain, including maneuvers of Congress, potential legislative packages, opportunities that may occur, and that may provide additional round of money, extra stimulus check. And with that stated, let's discuss all the information. All right, guys. Now, the year 2023 has been apparently evaporated at amazing pace, leaving us with the cups of new era. And here, where the 2024 is thus much important. Not only should we be vigilant about our economy, as I have been talking about in recent films, but another vital component surfaces: an election year. Yes, 2024 will be the election year. And you have already seen people declining for attention onto radio TVs, and yes, even in tons and tens of films on YouTube, begging you to donate to their cause by giving them money now. Before we proceed, let me clear that I am not here to adopt any kind of political posture on any specific person. Instead, I am here to show you the reality. I am here to show you the facts, right here in fact. Into the 2021, the $2,400 stimulus check was closely related to a political commitment committed during a campaign for elections. Indeed, the truth is that politicians from all walks of life have a past of using public funds to fulfill different pledges and guarantee themselves against current as we expect the drama to be played out. Of the 2024 election cycle, it is a necessary identifying pattern of politicians making grand promises, taking out both sides of their mouth, and providing possible benefits to earn your vote currently. This is not a new thought. This is not a new occurrence. Well, my friends, it's so much relevant to our financial well-being and, well, that's established trend in the field of politics. So, politicians learn to make commitments, promises involving cash benefits like stimulus checks, and those involving financial benefits if elected. We have seen this happen right here into the past, and it is not even exclusive to any side of a political spectrum. It is a game of promises in the mid-est of life. Now, we have to figure out how this might affect our financial environment. Here we have found ourselves at the junction of political maneuvers and economic uncertainty. I have also highlighted some of the earlier films, where we have veered unexpectedly into the second half of the 2023 with the efforts of aggressive interest rate hikes, becoming evident we are witnessing today the rising unemployment rates firms laying down thousands and thousands of individuals, and therefore the demand for another round of financial stimulus is quite very possible. It is tightly related to the robust economy, and this is a factor that remains unclear as we approach into a later part of the 2023, even into the 2124, right here. The civilization tens and tens of questions regarding whether we will see another round of stimulus checks or not. Well, guys, the truth is that it's a complicated interaction of political dynamics and economic indicators. Basically, this is a proven method of writing stimulus checks in recessionary times. This is not a new idea. Rather, I wanted, since the Federal Reserve is so important in pumping digital money into the economy to boost the expansion in recent years. Although many of you are currently experiencing difficulties, it is important to realize that, as much as I wish the power to alter the circumstances, I stand here as an observer, much like you, continuing to monitor all. The most recent suggestions pertain to your money benefits legislation and another run of stimulus check. I am not here to append anyone, but rather, I will be giving you a fast example and willing a significant component of our political landscape presently. Let's go back to 2021, highlighted by the distribution of $400 stimulus checks. Now, you could be wondering why they must have cared about us in order to send $400 to check no wrong. That is not the real reason. Well, that's where it strikes the fact it wasn't about whether they feel guilty or pleased about it. Rather, it was a premeditated action in line with political environment. In January 2021, President Biden was in Georgia actively promoting the two Democratic senators, and during this time, he made a strong public vow to send those two senators $2,000 stimulus checks. But reality fell short, and we left 1,400 stimulus checks, shortchanged by $600. Presently, the process behind was a political favor given for the electoral support he currently wanted. This isn't about any particular political person. Rather, it's about a symmetrical pattern. Politicians, regardless of their party, use taxpayer money for calculated actions so that they want to guarantee your votes. Sure, we may all argue that I would rather pay $1,400 bribe, mean who doesn't enjoy $400. Let's be honest, men. But the underlying fact behind that remains, it was a transition president essentially said, "Give me those 2 senators, and I'll get you a next stimulus check." That actually worked out, folks. Now fast forward into the 2024 and election year, brace yourselves. The familiar stories politicians are referencing politicians out of both sides are talking about, and their lips are currently making the promises they know they cannot keep. Without your vote is not restricted to any one party, any political party specifically. but it's a universal trend in our political environment. And it's nothing new, folks. That's why, as we get set for the continuation of this election cycle, you can already sense the mood for another round of stimulant Shea political advertising are now. Many years ago, if you elect me, I will get you absolutely yes. It is guaranteed part of the political playbook today. Emerging individuals are trashing each other and the promises are flowing in now. Nevertheless, take this. People the wheels of the political maneuver start spinning right away. Yes, the scene is prepared right now, and we must keep watchful observers as the drama unfold. Now another crucial component is the economy. Now I have discussed into my previous videos stressing the possibility of another stimulus check entirely depend on whether the state of our economy is excellent or poor. So it's a delicate dance between a balance between economic indication and political dynamics. In conclusion, I wanted to provide you what's actually going on to be aware of the patterns. The promises of the political strategies play a significant role, and 2024 holds the promises of the change. It's crucial to comprehend the intricatus, how it influences our financial situation. Panorama. In fact, the world of the economic dynamics is the possibility for another injection of the stoolish funds into our financial EOS system. Generally, the past several months, we have seen a major interest of developments, especially from the beginning of the half of the year, second half. Apart from the fact that the second half of the year marks a chronological marker for the important events, there's nothing intrinsically unique about it, except for the fact that it reflects federal aggressive interest rate hikes. Save all year long in 2022. Well, the forecasts were that their visits would show up in the second half of 2023, and imagine what we would find ourselves in the wake of unquestionably rising unemployment rates. The economic effects are clear-cut. Companies are cutting their personnel, and the consequences are being felt in the local communities among these developments. The question of whether more money is absolutely necessary emerges here into the community. Absolutely. It's a real good question. Some folks are basically arguing about we would never see another injection of the puns. But let me be honest with you guys. Such a definitive words never is a powerful word, and with a changing times. Economic environment, shifting political scene, talking never. As we negotiate, the INCAT of the financial terrain can be erratic. One important consideration is the approaching election cycle in 2024. This is not any other year. The election year 2024 will be unique because of the election. And as history shows us, this is the time that usually sees a surge of pledges commitments from politicians. And regardless of any political sides, any political party lawmakers have track up record, supporting stimulus check when economic condition demands it. And that's why, reflecting on the history, we are seeing those patterns where stimulus check were approved under various administrations, both Republican and Democrats. When economy raises a metaphorical question, whether we speak about any need injection of the funds, legislators have showed the promises the inclination to respond with a necessary financial infusion. So let's discuss the economic maneuver behind this one. Now, this move involves a blend of the economic indicators and touch up what you might call as a tool for bribing. Though it looks funny, it emphasizes the reality of the politics why for electoral support. A little aside notwithstanding, when we discuss printing money, it's not about literary printing via printing press, but nevertheless, literally printing press, producing physical dollar bills. Rather, it's a digital method of altering numbers onto computer when we would daydream about a computer having to manifest billions of dollars. While the legality of such thing varies between persons and administration, whether you should do it or not, guys. Here's the problem, guys. When administration does it, it is illegal. Legislation is an act. So here's the thing, guys, I am not talking about We do not know the complexity of the financial scene. It's important to realize that our limited influence and the wanting game we are just in, I really appreciate the struggles that we are all going through. And that's why I wish I had more ability to impact these improvements. But guys, our combined strength, our combined efforts center around keeping educated and involved for all the most recent developments into the economy we recently entered into, but the alterations into Congress seem very obvious. The divided terrain, and always shifting economic. We will be going to keep observing and stay in for all the changes, since scenarios provide an interesting background for what might come as another cycle of stimulus check. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to have all the current specifics. I will be keeping you informed on all the most recent developments and increases in benefits for your advantage.